Flowcharts. Many a times when people ask us the path to some place, we use the landmarks to tell the best possible route with the help of arrows and lines. Similarly, in computers, if we need to explain about getting along with the solution to a particular problem, we need to draw the boxes and shapes and connect them with flow lines. This process of pictorial representation of the solution to the problem is known as flowcharting. Flowcharts are a diagrammatic representation of a set of instructions which must be followed to find the solution to a given problem. Flowcharts are made using different boxes. Each box has a different function. A flowchart is defined as a pictorial representation depicting a process being studied or even used to plan stages of a project. Flowcharts tend to provide people with a common language or reference point when dealing with a project or process. There are several boxes and shapes used for drawing a flowchart. Some of them are mentioned here. Stop box is the terminal box. It is used to begin or show the end of a flowchart. No boxes or flow lines are given before the start terminal box or after the stop terminal box. Input-output box is used to get the input from the user. The output to the user is also given using this box. The programming statements like input and print are represented by the input-output box. The process box is the place where all the processes like the assignment of values to the variables, any calculations are given. No more. Hermann Goldstine and John von Neumann developed a flowchart to plan computer programs. Decision box in the flowchart is used when we have to check a condition. The condition is expressed as a question beginning with is. The answer to this question is either yes or no. The decision box branches out with flow lines that show yes and no, and the flow of control is directed to the related action. Connector is the quality of a good flowchart that the flow lines do not move from bottom to top of the page. Thus, we use the connector at such points to show the flow of data and information. Flow lines are used to show the direction of the flow of logic within the flowchart. These lines connect the various boxes of the flowchart. The flow lines are always drawn in such a manner that they do not cross each other or any of the flowchart boxes. Let us draw a flowchart to find the product of two numbers and print the numbers along with their product. The flowchart shown here illustrates the steps in a straight line program, logic. This involves no repetition or options. However, in practice, the repetition of certain steps and bypassing of a part of a program are common. This happens when the outcome of a particular step in the program decides the further sequence of steps. Some sample flowcharts. Example 1. Flowchart to add two numbers. Start. Input first number in A. Input second number in B. Let C is equal to A plus B. Print C. Stop. Example 2. Flowchart to calculate the acceleration using the formula. Start. Input distance in m. Input time in t. Let A is equal to m/t divided by T. Print A. Stop. No more. A flowchart is a graphically representation of an algorithm in which steps are laid out in a logical order. Flowcharts are very important in computer programming. Example 3. Flowchart to convert kilometers to meters. Start. Input kilometers in km. Let MTS is equal to km into 1000. Print MTS. Stop. Example 4. Flowchart to convert Fahrenheit to centigrade. Start. Input Fahrenheit in F. C is equal to 5 into F minus 32 divided by 9. Print C. Stop. Example 5. Flowchart to input age and print if the person is eligible to vote or not. Start. Input age in A. Is A greater than 18? If no, print you cannot vote. If yes, print you are eligible to vote. Stop. Example 6. Flowchart to enter total marks out of 600 and print qualified if percentage is greater than 40 and unqualified if percentage is less than 40. Start. Input total marks in TM. P is equal to TM divided by 600 into 100. Is P greater than 40? If no, print unqualified. If yes, print qualified. Stop. Example 7. Flowchart to calculate simple interest. Start. Enter P, R, T. SI is equal to 0. SI is equal to P into R into T divided by 100. Display SI. Stop. Example 8. Flowchart to check if a student is passed or failed. Start. Enter total marks of student. AVG is equal to T divided by 5. Is AVG greater than 50? If yes, print passed. If no, print failed. Stop.